Hi, my name is Ganesh Dalvi, and today I'm going to be sharing with you some more tips on how to manage your virtual facilitation sessions effectively. Tell me, has it ever happened with you that your breakout rooms have closed down before the discussion in the group were done? Yeah? Or your co-facilitators have ended up in a room and that reduced the number of participants in that room. Yeah. Third instance, where participants have gone to a breakout room and then they missed out on what is it that they need to discuss because they can't remember the topic that were given to them. So here are some quick tips that we discovered while doing the workshops, which I will share with you right now. Tip number one is have a different breakout room for the co-facilitators so that once the breakout rooms are open, the co-facilitators are placed in one room and then from there they can travel to whichever room that they wish to. This will ensure that the rest of the participants are divided equally amongst the breakout rooms. The participants here can be assigned randomly, but the co-facilitators need to be assigned manually by the backend director. Tip number two is do not pre-time your breakout rooms. If your breakout rooms are pre-timed, they cannot be altered while the breakout rooms are on, and the breakout rooms might close before the discussions are complete. So what you can do is leave the timings open and let the co-facilitators, when they visit the room, figure out how much time is needed for the conversations to get over and the breakout rooms can be closed. It is always a good idea to give a heads up to the groups via broadcast messages that there are about 2 minutes or maybe 1 minute left for the breakout rooms to close, so that accordingly they can pace their discussions. A way of working that can be decided before the session, at the beginning of the session, is to request the participants to allocate the time per input so that everybody gets an opportunity to share and contribute while they're there in the breakout room. Tip number three is once the breakout rooms are created and if there is a specific topic that the participants need to discuss, once they go to the breakout room, edit the breakout room names and convert it into the topic that you want them to discuss. So even when the participants, once they are in the breakout room, they can just look at the topic and see what is it that they have to discuss. Yes, participants, especially if the numbers are large, tend to forget what is the topic of discussion. So it is our responsibility as facilitators to ensure that they are going in the right direction. The topic of the breakout room, by the way, is visible at the top of your Zoom window, yeah, where the breakout room is written. So it's not rocket science. Other thing that can be done is the breakout room topics can be messaged via chat to the participants, so it is available with them ready. Yeah. So let me repeat these three tips that I just mentioned. One is have a separate room for the co-facilitators if you have more than one co-facilitators in your session. Two, do not pre-time the breakout rooms. Gauge the speed of the conversation that is happening in the breakout room, and accordingly you can decide when the breakout rooms need to be shut. It's always good idea to broadcast the time remaining to the participants time and again. Tip number three is rename the breakout rooms as per the topic that the participants need to discuss once they visit the breakout rooms. This will avoid the confusion that the participants have once they get into the breakout rooms and forget what is it that they need to discuss. So friends, hope these tips will help you when you're running your virtual facilitation sessions, and do make your sessions more fun, more engaging and as lively as the live ones. My name is Ganesh Dalvi and I'll be back very soon with some more tips on effective virtual facilitation skills. Take care and stay safe.